There's a feel to it. I don't know if you can make a list of things that would check off exactly what this community provides. We've been lucky enough to have parades in this city, rallies in this city, celebrating championships. It's a fantastic place to be. I don't know what it is, and I don't think it's because I was born here. It feels like home. It's really neat to think that it was all of a sudden. Mark and Dale Hunter basically inherited a team that was a lot like an expansion roster. And you're looking at individuals who are brilliant when it comes to identifying talent and brilliant when it comes to developing that talent. They were able to take that team and just a few short years later turn it into what some feel is still the best team that junior hockey has ever seen in the 2004-2005 London Knights.
London, you've waited 40 years for this. Your team is about to win its first Memorial Cup.
You look at the hard work that Mark and Dale Hunter and their staff put in and the way that they've kept this team competitive. It's impossible to do what they've done in junior hockey because it's never been done before. And bring that in, you always have that knowledge that you go to a game and your team's got a chance to win, you're engaged, you're ready, and the fans have followed through with it. I think the city was just happy to have the building, and the city was really ready for something like this. Everything came together at a perfect time because you've seen other organizations that maybe have had new buildings who haven't twinned that with a team on the rise and a team that garnered success, and they're still having trouble filling every seat in that building.
The building was an enormous boost. It was the biggest thing that's happened to this city as far as I'm concerned since I've been here, and that goes back to 1955. Not just the hockey, it's the shows that come in here, and I mean big name shows, the leaders of the show business industry. People don't have to go to Toronto or Detroit anymore to see them. They come to downtown London.
It became the thing to do, the place to be. You had people walking out of then the John Labatt Center, what is now Budweiser Gardens, and they would say, I feel like I'm ready to drive an hour and a half home because I feel like I've been to Toronto, whether they'd been to a show, whether they'd been to a game, and part of that was the success that the team was having. And when you brought it from the south end of the city where the London Ice House was, all the way into downtown, you opened doors to all kinds of new fans, and they have been as loyal as anybody. When the players say, we have the best fans in junior hockey, they mean it.
It is London's franchise. It is London's team. The whole atmosphere is very, very professional. No matter who's playing in here, there's 8,900, 9,000 people every night.
There are curtains in this building, and they are ready to drop just to have the lower bowl. They were ready to do that for every hockey game. The architects said, for every game, we'll put down the curtains, have between 3,000 and 5,000 people. For a Knights game, the curtains have never dropped.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to London's Budweiser Gardens on this Friday night.
Friday was the Knights' night. And this even goes back to the London Ice House. There will be a different feeling in the building on Friday night. It's kind of a celebration of the end of the week. It's kind of a kickoff to the weekend. And it's something that I think all fans really look forward to.
Everyone looks forward to those Friday night games. Everyone counts down the days till Friday because we know that's when home game is. I think that's when everyone gets most excited for.
The restaurants are busy, before and after games. The bars are busy before and after games. So it brings a lot of people every Friday night down to the downtown core.
That's our night out every week. We know for sure if we're going out on Friday night. It involves dinner and some drinks with some friends. And Friday nights are a great night to have home games. We're very lucky to have them on a Friday night, and it just kind of kickstarts your weekend off.
Stepping into the London Knights community and having such a great fan base like that was incredible. I remember my first game stepping out and just looking around was something special. Just having all those fans scream your name and all that.
The atmosphere at the Bud Gardens is probably the best rink in the whole CHL, best fans I think in the whole CHL.
Formanton, lots of speed inside the Ottawa blue line, gets in with a shot up the side of the net. Felleber and across the London line with a shot, and a good glove save by Raymakers. Here is Bouchard, ahead to Formanton, breakaway, Formanton scores! Alex Formanton!
With the success the team has had, you usually walk out of the building feeling pretty good on a Friday night because you've watched your team win, and then you continue on into your weekend. As strange as it is to say, you had this team that had only lost 7 times in the regular season and had only lost 2 more games in the playoffs, and yet nobody was sure that they could win the Memorial Cup. The final was on a really sunny, warm day, and the team had a different feel to it at that point. They had gone 3-0. And they were the team that had advanced right through to the Memorial Cup final. You had Sidney Crosby and Rimouski coming in. I don't know how many people remember moments of that game. They might remember goals, they might remember the end of it, but they will remember driving up and down Richmond Street in London with horns honking. Everybody, it seemed, was outside for that, and the parade was phenomenal. There were people everywhere. Something these players will never, ever forget. The fans will never forget about it. If you go back and say, Daryl Sittler used to wear this uniform, Brad Marsh, Rob Ramage, they used to wear this uniform, Rick Nash, Corey Perry.
The London Knights scouting team is excellent. Mitch Marner, Pat Kane, Brendan Shanahan. We can go back to Sittler and the others who've come through here have made this team the success that it is on an ongoing basis. And there's some kids in this team right now that will be doing the same thing a few years from now.
I think with the Knights, you've got the stars of tomorrow. It's hard to watch an NHL game these days and not find a London Knight in it. The Knights at the beginning of this year had 32 former players playing on opening night rosters. Most teams should have 7 or 8. So that's a big difference. It's a really big difference. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the idea that you want to be tied to the best of the best. You want to be following the best of the best. And you know that players you're going to watch in the OHL have an opportunity to go and play professionally, and you'll be able to follow those careers. And in doing that, you kind of have a different element that you can tie to the team, where the guys don't just stop being your favorite players when they walk out the door as London Knights. When they graduate, you see them playing night after night in the National Hockey League. You see them winning Stanley Cups, and that's what they've created.
You know, obviously it's a job, it's a business, so you're gonna get moved whether you like it or not. And but the thing is To me, I like to make the places that I go to kind of feel like home to me, and you know, I've been here the past 3 years, living here with my billets, Mike and Lisa, and it just became a home to me.
When Max was here, this was the hangout spot. I think this is where everyone came. This was like pretty much like at our home away from home, and everyone enjoyed coming here. It's fun. The billets here are great.
My boys are I call them my boys, and I mean, you know, there's been trades happening, lots of tears. They've just become a part of your family. You go through little things, like when Max was his first hat trick. He got the sombrero and it's hanging downstairs in his bedroom here. You just get to go through all those little milestones with him. Injuries, you know, you're there when they have their serious injuries and they can't play, and you remember those kind of things too. But you know, they're fighting back, and the work they go through to get back on the ice. We actually went to the draft when Max got drafted by Anaheim, and it was pretty special to see him be drafted. We were with him when he signed. We got to go into the office at the Knights and watch him sign his contract, his first contract, and it's just kind of fun to know you've been a part of that and that you're going to be a part of it in the future.
It was a great place to live. It's close to downtown. It was close to everything, so it worked out really well for me. And I mean, it's easy to say for me. It's definitely my new home. I mean, I spent the last summer training here, so it's definitely a place I love to come.
You know, they come back all the time. This summer, I'm going to have 2 of my previous players, and it's their home. They don't really say, you know, can I come and spend the summer and train in London? It's like, I'm coming home to train this summer.
It's just kind of what I call home now, and I know it's kind of tough to leave, especially like the way that London is, the city, the fans, and everything. But you know, at the end of the day, I still call London home.
You do look at that place that just feels like home, and for some of the players, you know, you can't help but love the place you've been when you've had some of life's biggest successes. And there have been a lot of successes here in terms of the London Knights. I think anybody that they bring in truly becomes a part of a family. And they run this team like a family. Dale has said it more than once. I don't have 25 players on my roster. I have 25 sons. And that's what you feel when you're part of this organization. It is such a family.
I'd probably say it's the best team to kind of go to in the whole CHL, in just terms of city, fan base, and whatnot, and the way that the Hunters just put players on to the next level. So I thank them a lot for, you know, everything they did for me and becoming a, you know, a man and a professional hockey player.
You may want to come back here after you're done playing hockey, and most people do it, and I could see why now. You can see how great the city is, and see everyone around's a big fan of the Knights.
People have just adopted this team as their team, and why not? It's very successful.
You have businesses that throughout the year will put up signs about the London Knights. They could be advertising a sale. Instead, they've got a Go Knights Go, or congratulations to this player for doing what he's done.
You don't really realize how many people look up to you and how many people really come to our appearances.
Yeah, it's important to give back to the community. You know, they support us on the ice and off the ice. All our events, there's always a ton of fans there.
It does just show what the community feels about it. It's not just fans, it's everybody. They want to be a part of the fabric of the London Knights. You want to be connected to them in some way. You want to see them do well because it means the community does well. We've been lucky enough to have parades in this city, rallies in this city, celebrating championships. And that's a good feeling, and it's a feeling that you don't quite forget.